Gonna go with the draft here. Like I said, always that Xerath coming around. It's hard to focus on anything else natural as we go in. But what do you think of this patch? We're still not having Viego or Gwen in the games yet. But who do you think is good just generally in the meta right now? Who would you like to see?
Well, it's if I'm going down the tier list,
Yeah.
down in the bottom lane, it's definitely going to be Jinx. That's right up there at the top. There's really not much contention for that. But as we're talking about the ADCs here, we do see a Twitch ban,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the Samira ban. Now, the Samira ban is a target ban towards Bog, I believe. No, excuse
Yes.
me, Zizzers.
Zizzers. Yeah. Yeah.
Zizzers has played quite a lot of the Samira. Um, I mean, he seems to have not played that much this season, but the games that
Mm-hmm.
he has played are on Samira.
Yes.
Um, so that's definitely going to be a pretty decent ban, in my opinion, as we do see the Xerath and the Azir coming out as bans for GFG.
Yeah, and then the Senna taken up, and as you predicted, the Jinx being prioritized by BMO there. Nami as well, a blind pick
Mhm.
Nami expecting the fasting Senna, and I think that it's interesting to pick Nami in this situation, to just lock down that bot lane early on, but maybe not wanting to show anything. And Jinx Nami definitely powerful, especially like you said, with Jinx just being able to scale and just being able to dominate team fights on this patch.
Yeah, no, Jinx Nami is a super powerful lane, but the point isn't even to win the lane. You don't even
Mm-hmm.
necessarily have to win it.
Yep.
You just scale like an absolute monster, and excuse me, Nami can get an Imperial Mandate, and Imperial Mandate is quite good with Jinx. Adds a bit of that damage. As we see the center as well, there's a Cho'Gath coming in. I believe that might be a Cho'Gath down in the
Yep.
quote-unquote support role.
Yep.
Of course, it's most likely going to be the farming Cho'Gath with the feasting Senna. I have
Yep.
actually played that lane like 2 days ago in solo queue. Really nice lane, feels really, really good. You have a lot of pressure. The follow-up is pretty good. Just got to be careful about getting poked out, as we do see the Tristana coming in for GFG, most likely going to be in the mid lane, as well as the Pantheon.
Yeah, and Cirrus has been on that Tristana before. Very strong on that champion. Gives you another AD carry, so to speak. And yeah, Senna Cho'Gath, great lane. It sort of, smacks of that sort of Senna Scion type of thing down there where it's just
Yeah.
so healthy, so able to bully out a thing like Jinx Nami. And it is kind of, something that you want up here just to try to slow the roll of that Jinx as much as possible. Pantheon coming in, yeah, and that's um, like I would love to see it up against Tristana in the mid lane. I think it could do some serious damage if you pair it with a good jungler. But yeah, we'll see where Pantheon is going there as more bans are coming pretty quickly. Mordekaiser and Scion taken away from the top laner of BMO. Gorgster likes to play those bruisers, and junglers are the focus. Look at that, two junglers in the second half, and it's Gnar coming in for BMO. Gorgster going to be up there.
Okay. I like the Gnar pick. As they do have the GP band, which is a staple for
Yep.
Dirty Phil.
Yep.
So they took that away early, and now they just blind pick Gnar, which is
Yep.
totally fine. It's just going to be the Ornn answer, which is pretty stable lane, as we do see two quite special jungles here,
Yeah.
Zac and Fiddlesticks. Zach hasn't shown up that much in the meta recently, but I honestly don't think he's that bad at all. I think he's been quite stable actually this season. Of course, with the changes to Sunfire and stuff, there's like been
Yes.
different varying, levels of power coming through his itemization. Fiddlesticks, on the other hand, has been pretty much sleeper OP since the beginning of this
Y-
season.
Yep. I agree.
Um, he's extremely powerful. He's not that cute, and he forces enemies to play around vision a lot,
Hmm.
which is something that can be quite difficult for teams to do at this level of play. Um, yep. Looking at these comps, honestly, both make sense. I'm both pretty happy with them. One thing that I will note is that GFG has a very tanky front line. Well, if and they have like this double AD carry composition with the front line. So if their AD carries get behind, it might be difficult to actually output enough damage to kill the Jinx,
Hmm.
which is something that I'm a little worried about, but honestly, I think it'll be fine. While on the other hand, BMO, they have the full engage, the Gnar Fiddle combo with the Nami wave. Really spicy comps. A lot of cool things can happen. Looking at the drafts here, I don't particularly favor anyone over the other.
Yeah, it comes down to execution. Before we head to break, I'll just talk a little about Fiddlesticks because it's my current main and pretty much one trick. I love this champion, and I agree with you that it's like kind of sleeper, really, really powerful right now. it's just it changes the shape of the map exactly because of the way you've got to play around vision and the certain walls you've got to stay away from, and it's just can get very strong very quickly. So very excited to see the Fiddlesticks. Zach as well, like you said, not as common, but has been making its way through the rounds of pro play and high tier play lately. So we'll see how it does here. Very exciting team compositions coming in. We're going to take a really quick break just for the spec delay, and we will be back in just a few minutes. So we'll see you then. Oh,
Ah, hello.
welcome back to the Canadian Esports Championship Series. Natural's telling me about his woes, and I am being a very rude friend and not listening because we have a game to cast. Natural, we got a game to cast. But how'd
Yeah,
your final go?
exactly. Well, I guess.
All right.
Quite
Well, I guess
tired. If you see bags under my eyes, you know why. But
that's the
who cares
commitment
about
I
that?
like. Yeah, exactly. We got George Foreman Grill up against Boomer Mechanics only. The grudge match we've been talking about. The diss tracks are flying back and forth. And these two teams have picked some very exciting compositions for us today. As in particular, the jungle matchups are volatile. There's going to be a lot of team fight engagements that are being attempted by these junglers. In particular, of course, you got to watch out for the Fiddlesticks. But Zac sort of does a similar idea where he just comes out of the shadows from a long way away, tries to get to you. I'm hoping that we see the Rocket Belt on Fiddlesticks. I think it's the best mythic for him right now. Really strong item in general. And Night Harvester has just fallen out of favor for most of those AP junglers. So doesn't look like anything crazy is happening, except that there's no leash for the Fiddlesticks. He's just going to go for that double camp starting off, and then the bot lane will have Prio in the lane. So we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah, the rocket belt, I agree with you. It's quite a good choice here, but it's mostly because of the magic pen that it gives you.
Yes, agreed.
The rocket belt is generally default into. Oh, okay. Okay. I see what he's doing.
This
Pretty
is a
smart.
Yeah, it is if you get it, and you can see the
If
blue
you
buff did
manage.
reset there. That one is really difficult. I always do the Gromp and blue, but he's doing the Wolves and blue, which is a much more precise position you need to stand in. And you can see he failed it the first time. Hopefully it doesn't take him too long to get that. And yeah, he has taken down the Wolves. So there we go. We're back to the double camp, and the bot lane is being pushed in there by the Jinx and Nami.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in this matchup, both just pretty much want to scale. I'd argue that it's on Jinx and Nami to put some pressure in the lane, as of course the Cho'Gath will have to walk up to the farm to actually get it, and can easily poke him out. Jinx and Nami really can abuse that distance that they have on the Cho'Gath. But of course, you know, the Senna is going to be trading back. So it's a bit of a mismatch. Senna has to trade 1v2 pretty much for the entire laning phase, which is okay. As we see a bit of a trading here going down in the top lane again. Nothing too special for now.
Yeah, and you can see something to, quickly point out at first, as we do see a fight in mid lane where Pantheon's getting the better of him. Pantheon actually almost taking down Cirrus there. Lucan going for the early fight. Definitely is it going to be able to get Tristana out of lane. I was going to mention that Bog is running teleports, so that's 2 teleports to 1 in favor of GFG. So keep an eye on that, especially in the late game, of course. Cho'Gath famously just fine on teleport and being able to split push. We'll see if Bog can make use of that, and if they can get those rotations coming in. Bog also can use that in lane. So the 2 teleports to 1 as well, the Tristana, the 2 ADCs on GFG. Lots to talk about with this team comp.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't necessarily agree with the TP honestly on Bog.
Right.
It's an interesting choice, but I don't think you actually need it.
Gang coming in here while we discuss that. Gorgster is going to have to flash away, but the Q is missed there by Zac, so that's not going to land, and Gorgster not going to be able to be taken down there. BMO avoiding that one, and we're back. Gorgster is up in farm a little bit as well.
Yeah, apologies, didn't see that gank coming. As we
No
do
worries.
see that both junglers have pretty much full cleared. I believe G Beach has done. Nope, they have exactly the same amount of CS. As we see a bit more trading here. But again, you know, the trading is always going to be as long as the HP differential isn't too big in the bot lane. The trading is always going to be Senna favored, just because she gets those stacks.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really important. And you know, we were mentioning the scaling on BMO. That was pretty good with the Jinx. But when you have double infinite scaling bot lane,
Yeah.
as well as an Ornn to boot, that scaling is definitely going to be very, very scary later into the game.
Yeah, no slouches late game are GFG. So there's Lucan continuing to go in, but we've also got a gank. Swark is being very active, and this is resulting in a kill. First blood over to Bog on the Cho'Gath. So Swark really, really doing a great job. You can see he's well behind in CS, but making up for it with lots of gank pressure and an assist coming in there. Cho'Gath securing the kill.
It's kind of curious. Boomer Mechanics only really kind of living up to their name as they save both flash and heal,
Yeah.
which is a little suspect if you asked me. Uh, but the kill will be going on to Bog, which is, I would say it's better than on Zizzers, but honestly, by not that much.
It's
Like
close for sure. Yep.
you're totally fine with it being on Bog as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so not great execution there, as we see GFG now, of course, has that 400 gold lead. That's just from the first blood. We do see J Beach is going for a bit of an invade here in the topside jungle. Pretty smart, as he saw Zac, and here he comes.
Swark once again doesn't quite hit it, but there's Cirrus flashing in. Will this be the kill? And Lucan goes back to try to get a little damage, maybe find a stun, but he sacrifices his life. So even though Swark missed the spell, it is Cirrus with the Ignite and Flash committed. And you can see Lucan didn't commit either summoner spell there. Gorkster goes in with the Gnar and actually misses it there, so Dirty Phil isn't going to be worried about that. It does also do the job of clearing the minion wave, but here's Swark. Wow, he is just so proactive right now. Gorkster, all he can do is try to find a kill in his dying breath, but does not. And that's Swark just being so proactive and so effective on the map right now with that Zac.
Yeah, so it wasn't a miss. It's just that here...
Hang on. Lucan flashes in, uses the Grand Starfall to come in. Phil is out of there and uses the Call of the Forge God to try to get away. Will Dirty Phil go down? Lucan's going to have the Q very soon, but doesn't find it. Dirty Phil survives with a sliver of health. Tragedy for Lucan there, who was looking for the dive on the Ornn, and a difficult prospect to be sure. We'll see the replay here as the Grand Starfall comes in.
Yeah, as you said, the Pantheon ultimate does come through. It actually misses the Ornn, the spear, the actual damaging part. He ignites, it's not enough, and then he just doesn't have the damage to finish it off.
Yeah.
He tries to auto, he gets cancelled, and it's just a disaster. Now he's 20 CS behind. We see another gank coming in.
Swark is just everywhere right now. Gorkster once again is going to go down, gets the double stun, but it's all for nothing. Gorkster with no flash available is running away. Okay, see if you can get out of here, but not going to happen. Finally, a little bit of BM at the end. Everybody having some fun with this one, but Dirty Phil is gifted that kill. 2-0 and 1 up on the Ornn. And that's going to be very difficult to start penetrating through that tankiness of that champion. So there we go, 5-0, and Swark has kill participation in every single kill. Just so good on this Zac right now.
Well, I was going to talk about a lot of things, but I guess I don't get to. As the gold lead does extend to 2.4k gold for George Foreman Grill, and it's an absolute disaster for BMO, right? You don't want to be this far behind.
Yeah.
At this point, if I'm J Beach, I'm thinking I'm going to sit on this bot lane and make my Jinx fed, or it's absolutely doomed.
Yeah.
There has to be some kind of person that can make an impact in this game, and it's probably not going to be either Gorix or Lucan. As we do see the Drake here being started.
Yeah, J Beach was looking for it, but sussed out pretty easily. Animating Dead gets knocked up by Bog, and actually the stun comes from Scissors. Are they going to go on this? The flash in, and Bog does manage to chomp him down. They will have to back off as J Beach with a good follow-up and is going to be able to take down Bog there, but against Scissors with low HP, you're just going to get kited out if you keep going. So 1-for-1 in that situation. Finally, BMO put themselves on the board, and like you say, J Beach just has to look for getting that Jinx fed and trying to get something going in the bot lane. And that's basically the only way. Scissors actually forces the flash out of No Bamboozles as well. So BMO are definitely on the back foot in this case, and it's all down to Swark on that Zac.
Yeah, just better. I mean, the thing is, like, it's hard to say, like, oh, Zac out-jungled Fiddle, because Fiddle doesn't really jungle until he's level 6, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So it's not necessarily Fiddle's fault that his laners just die to
Why,
the Zac,
why
right?
don't you explain that to my solo queue teammates when they come in? Why? Yeah, I want to have you in there commentating my games as well.
Yeah.
Bail me out like you bailed out J Beach there.
I'll bail him out. If you're a jungler in solo queue, just mute all,
Yep,
because
true.
no one is gonna bail you out for yourself, I guess. Um, but yeah, now it's a really problematic situation, right? You don't. It's for BMO. I mean, the 1-for-1 in bot lane is worth. Oh, here we go, another fight.
Lucan gets jumped on as well. Swark coming in. Let's Bounce coming through, and
Oh
both
boy.
kills go over. Cirrus finishing off J Beach, and yeah, it just all over the map right now. And yeah, I just can't say enough about Swark. He just, like you say, Fiddle has a hard time dealing with junglers early game. But when we see this replay, we'll see just another contribution from Swark where he just continues to make an impact everywhere on the map.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is just a 2v2 that you can't win, especially if J Beach doesn't have his ultimate. Yeah, you just don't fight that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
gotta
There's
get
not
out
that
of
much
there.
to say. It's yeah. It just got from like pretty bad to really bad. As we now have the first Drake that did go to GFG was the Mountain Drake. Going to provide those already tanky members even more tankiness. As the W from Senna does connect, this might just be a dive.
Dive coming in. There is the tidal wave going to at least stop the Zac for a little bit, and he does. Bog has got the tower aggro. Will they be able to finish him off? They will. No Bamboozles gets excited, but can he finish anything off? Good roam there by Lucan, but Swark is going to be able to get out. No way. Great job by Swark, and just a little bit of missed timing. Will the Super Mega Death Rocket hit? It will do so, but it will not finish the kill, and so that is BMO only finding 1-for-1 there, and man, yeah, Animating Dead's just having such a tough time with this bot lane now.
Yeah, it's rough. The Super Mega Death Rocket did work, but I believe it just procced passive, as we do see
Yep.
a bit of trading here again. Okay, the Tristana is all inning.
Lucan taking some damage. Lucan trying to go back, and he gets the shutdown. That is the power of Pantheon in that mid lane. That is definitely going to be something to struggle with. No Bamboozle is taking more damage, and he does go down. Zizzers with the dive. 10-3 is... And this game has just opened wide up with GFG definitely in the lead here and definitely coming in with some strong play. They don't even give us time as Dirty Phil is going to try to go for the Call of the Forge God, but that one misses, and so we do get a tiny little break here, maybe.
Yeah, I mean that Sirius going a little too hard that they're on the Elden. You know, it is a 0-3 Pantheon, but he has Dirk, and that's all he really needs to
Yep.
melee you down. Definitely don't really want to jump into that, as we do see the Herald here being summoned. Yeah, this dive works. With the Rift Herald actually taking the kill. That's pretty funny.
That was
Pretty
well done.
close. Yeah.
Well done there by Lucan, taking a lot of tower hits, knowing exactly the HP he needed to tank in order to let Jungler survive there. And yeah, the Rift Herald gets the kill. Swark ends
Okay.
up getting the Gnar while he takes down the turret. But first turret gold will go over to George Foreman, to BMO. So at least they get a little bit back. And like we predicted, it definitely is J Beach sort of the beacon for this team, while everybody else is losing pretty hard. It's J Beach who's managing to finally find some purchase in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly would have really liked that Rift Ult to be placed down in the bot lane, but, works in the top lane, you get the first turret, which is, I guess, what matters, as we do see another W connecting.
And a teleport coming in, both teleports, but Animating Dead is already gone. Fight in the mid lane as well, but here comes Dirty Phil coming in to get both of those players. The killing spree for Zizzers, as finally they take down No Bamboozles, and well, Gorgster commits the teleport just to turn tail and run.
Yeah, and there's the power of that Cho'Gath's in lane. Senna hits one random W, and boom, you're dead.
Exactly.
The follow-up Q is too easy. Senna does enough damage to put Cho'Gath, to put you right under that threshold where Cho'Gath can just ult you. It's really, really easy follow-up. Good setup. Well played there. You do see the Gnar coming in.
Gnar is there. J-Beach is on the way. Doesn't quite have the Crow Storm available, so Bog is so tanky at this point. Gorgster wants to keep going, but there's just nothing you can do. Zizzers, you're never catching up, and Bog, you're just never taking him down to low enough HP. Hang on. Uh-oh. Scissors, is he going to be able to get the final kill? The flash comes in away from the Super Mega Death Rocket. Finally, J-Beach has the Crow Storm available, and that comes through. Dirty Phil is going to be able to get away, but here's Swark. You knew he was going to show up eventually. He's never far away, and Bog and Swark taking down the last two, 16-5 on the scoreline. Man, GFG are just destroying BMO right now.
Yeah, it's really rough. It's so rough at this point that honestly, I might even call it worth.
Yeah.
Because it's, I mean, it's a 1 for 3, but at least you get some gold on the fiddle. It's rough, man. It's most likely not worth, but I feel like it's so difficult for a BMO to do anything this game. Swark, now I think that it's fair to say that Swark is out jungling J Beach. I think the focus from the macro plays from Swark are better than J Beach, but it's also just the laners that are giving out huge advantages. As we see Gorgster here, he's just caught. I don't think there's anything he can do.
Yeah, gets a little greedy there, trying to poke down Bog, and doesn't get him very low. And there's his Zizzers coming in with the finisher. So yeah, 17-5 BMO. You know, they just kind of start to crumble here as the dragon is started. Bog looking for something, but he's, like he said, he is taking a little bit low. J-Beach has already gone down, though, caught out completely in no man's land, and now Lucan and No Bamboozles just have to turn tail and run. Lucan is going to be able to get away, maybe. He's running away. No, he's got no tower, so he's going to have to just stand and die. I was going to say stand and fight, but that is not an accurate description of what just happened there. As, yeah, this dragon makes it go from bad to worse for BMO.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they're just slapping them with their wallets, as well as with their team composition. Honestly, it's really hard for them to do anything.
Yeah.
The amount of CC is crazy, and we were talking about how like tanky the front line is, right? But when you're this fed, I mean, your Zac has like 10 stacks on his Dark Seal. He one-shots you too, so it's like, what do you even do? The answer is probably not much. At this point, it's an FF. I'm not usually one who FFs, but this game is very, very difficult at this point for BMO.
We were talking about how a lot of these games had gone close. This one not fitting that description whatsoever. BMO just have no way back in here. You can see it, you know, it feels almost, you know, spurious to point it out. But J Beach has gone for the Leandri's Anguish, which makes sense to me, especially against this hugely tanky team that damage over time definitely can do something against those, maybe even more than the Magic Pen, but it's just going from bad to worse, and, you know, Leandri's Anguish is not going to save you here, even if it is the correct item build. Okay, Grand Starfall coming in. Zizzers taking a bunch of damage. Will he go down? Oh. No. Zizzers doesn't even go down to the Grand Starfall, and J Beach also has to run away. He's going to get taken down. No, he isn't. He actually does get sped up by the Nami and is going to be able to get away at least for now. But Tristana is on the other end, though. This could be a problem if Cirrus wants to jump in. He decides to back off, but Swark is not backing off. J-Beach coming in. J-Beach trying to take down Cirrus. Will he go down? He will! No Bamboozles finally gets one back. Cirrus... Swark, pardon me, continuing to fight, though. And yeah, that Zac is just completely unkillable. He wins in a duel against basically 3 players. And GFG, like you said, the wallets are what's making the difference here. The wallets are the weapons. 7-0-10 on the Zac. 10k gold lead. This game is over, man.
10k gold at 18 minutes. That is disgusting, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about like the execution, but honestly, it really doesn't matter. Swark here, he's just continuing to fight. He hasn't based in like 10 minutes. It's just he has a Medjai's.
Medjai's Soul. I was about to say, point out the same thing. Medjai's Soul Stealer, Gorgster.
Okay.
Dive. Actually, this is a good ultimate coming in from J-Beach. If he can pop the stopwatch here. No, Bog. Unstoppable as he chomps him down. And they just do not have the damage available. That in any other game, that's a huge game-turning play with the ultimate combo. But in this game, it's just a drop in the bucket up against what GFG are bringing.
Like, yeah, cool guys. You killed the quote unquote support set. And now you have like this front line to deal with.
Yep.
It's rough, man. It's rough. If I'm BMO right now, I'm thinking about next game. I'm thinking about what composition, what play style I want to change and adopt. As yeah, we did call out that Medjai's there. I personally really dislike Medjai's as an item. I think it's like a big bait. But honestly, when you're this fed, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. He could go for a Rabadon's and it would still be effective. It does not matter.
Yeah, he's too tanky and he does too much damage. It pretty much the items are not what is affecting the way he is influencing this game. Cirrus gonna try to go in on J Beach, who is going to be able to lifesteal up a little bit, but oh, will he be able to get the final kill? Cirrus has taken a bunch, but that many auto attacks from a Jinx and not even really getting close to taking down the Tristana, that's when you know it's pretty much hopeless. No bamboozles. Just going to try and farm up, and yeah, 28-7. I mean, yeah, like you say, start to think about next game. Start to think about basically how to avoid the pressure that Swark had, because as much as we can't really fault J Beach for the way he played this game, it's not exactly, in his control the way his laners react to ganks. They need to find an answer to what happened with the jungle situation in this game. They need to figure out, how to avoid this from Swark, how to make sure that they can, avoid these ganks, track the jungler a little bit better, and, get lane prio so that they're, if they pick a scaling jungler like this, that he can find the impact he needs to at the point of the game, and that it's not too late when he's able to find that.
Yep. So we do see a bit of an engage here. They will survive for now. Gorkster won't.
He's going in. J Beats is
Never mind.
right there. Swark is actually pretty low. Bog is dominating as he takes down the Pantheon. Swark got low there, but he's got the passive up, so it wouldn't have even helped. And yeah, after that, that probably is going to be the death knell on the side of BMO, if it hadn't happened already. Scissors flashing in for the triple. And,
all right.
Time to end. It's time to close this one out, GFG. Time to put everybody out of their misery, and time to move on here from this game. Nobody wants to be playing in it anymore. Live, we can see the inhibitors are going down, and in the replay, we see that the flash over caused the ace.
Yep. Time to just end this one. Go next. As you said, end them of their misery. Just some emotes.
Looks like
down
BMO
here.
are allowing it. Fair enough.
Yep.
Nobody can fault them for that.
We'll investigate for competitive integrity, of course. No, I'm just kidding. As this is going to be game one, going over to GFG. GG, well played. This was an absolute stomp.
Yep, it was a stomp. We will, once we get into the next game, we will get into draft as soon as possible, because I'm sure BMO...
Guys.
Oh, man, please.
There we go.
There it is. It is finally over, and yeah, we don't want to belabor that too much, honestly. It's time to move on